Hey everyone, I'm going to try and keep this video brief. Ross Coulthart is a bullshitter. Let's not sugarcoat it. He is a bullshitter, okay? So I want to talk about where, you've seen the clip probably about the so-called egg-shaped UAP being lowered by a rope or tether from a helicopter onto the ground. So he says that, let me just read the description. This extraordinary footage clearly shows an egg-shaped object. Well, what's extraordinary about it, Ross? I mean, the footage doesn't show the object, for example, doing sudden maneuvers. It doesn't show the object magically levitating or floating. It doesn't show the object appearing and then disappearing. There's nothing extraordinary about the footage. Now, Coulthart talks about how the object rolls, as it touches the ground. Well, in case you missed it, Ross, sometimes objects do roll when they touch the ground, especially if they are egg-shaped or circular in nature. That's just how it is. There's nothing extraordinary about that whatsoever. So stop bullshitting people about that, okay? Now, he, of course, refers to it as a UAP, but that would be expected from Ross because if you read his book In Plain Sight, he talks about egg-shaped craft or egg-shaped objects. So obviously in his mind, he's biased into calling this a UAP. And it's just crazy, really. And of course, Ross also says that there are no markings at all and no visible means of propulsion. Well, the lack of markings could be just from the lighting, from the light source in the footage, and also it's covered by a sling. So Ross cannot say there aren't any markings at all. He's just bullshitting again because you can't see through the sling, so you don't know if the covered parts have markings. So Ross Coulthart is just bullshitting, and this is the same person who once said that there was a UFO so big it couldn't be moved, so they built a building over it in a foreign country, that a country outside of the US. So, of course, there's no evidence, no proof for this. There are no witnesses who've come forward saying, "Yeah, I was part of the construction of that building." It's just Ross Coulthart bullshitting. Okay, and God, it's crazy, I tell you. Like I said, I wanted to keep this video brief, and going forward, everything Ross Coulthart says should be taken with a grain of salt. I'm very sorry to say, which is a shame because his book was an inspiration for me. Okay, I liked his book, but the person himself is a bullshitter. There's no doubt about it. I could go on about all the other things he's talked bullshit about, like the the ball, where they got shavings off and gave it to Gary Nolan to do some analysis. But Stephen Cambion and others have covered that in great detail. I'll put a link to Stephen Cambion's uh, videos about Ross Coulthart so you can check them out at your own time. Okay, and yeah, that's it for this video. And as I said, what Ross Coulthart says should be taken with a grain of salt going forward. Okay, thank you.